and welcome to day 5 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. I am going to try and remember in future to actually link Ethony's website in the description box below, because that will take you to all of the prompts, and it will also have a link in it for the YouTube video that she made explaining all of the prompts. I totally meant to do that for the rest of this, the first 4 days of this challenge, and I just forgot. I just completely forgot, and it just didn't happen. Excuse me, the dog's just climbing onto my knee. So I will try, and really hard to remember to do that in the future videos. Again, I'm going to be filming a few days of the challenge in one go. So it's actually Friday the 4th of January. I've had today off work, and I've basically got a 4-day weekend because I took some annual leave because I worked over Christmas and New Year. So I'm going to try and do some today, some tomorrow, and some on Sunday, so that again, next week when I'm back at work, or maybe some on Monday as well, so that for a while I've got all these videos backed up, so that every day I just need to post them. So again, there's going to be a few videos in a row where I'm just going to look exactly the same as I did from the video before, because I'm filming them one after the other. Massive over-explanation there that you probably didn't need to know. Anyway, the prompt for day 5 is the card that stalked you in 2018. Now, I didn't really have a card, it turns out, that stalked me in 2018. So instead, what I thought I would do for this video is give you a little bit of an insight into the rabbit hole that is my analytical brain, and also talk a little bit about the things, the cards that I did have come up in 2018, and that will make sense as I show you what I've been doing. So basically, this year in my bullet journal, I have put in a tarot tracker, and I showed a picture. I'll show you that first actually. I did show a picture in my bullet journal video, but for those who haven't seen that and don't want to go back and watch it, which is fair, it basically looks like this. So where I'm colouring it in depending on the card, and then just putting in the number or the letter of the particular card that it was. I didn't do that in 2018, but I did post all of my daily draws to Instagram. So I started with an Excel spreadsheet. This is what I've been doing over the last sort of few days to build up for this video. So I started with an Excel spreadsheet where I basically did the same thing, but I had to go through Instagram and fill this in, and this took about, going through Instagram and actually making this spreadsheet took about 2 hours, I think, and you can see all my scribbles all over it. So then I worked out that there was out of 365 days, I basically drew a card for 263 of them. 82 of those cards were majors and 50 were swords. So 31% of the cards that I drew on my daily draws in 2018 were major cards, which basically means that for every 1 in 3 cards that came out on a daily draw in 2018, it was a major, which is a lot, which is an absolute massive amount of majors, really. 31% of all the cards I drew were major cards. And then I went then I went through and worked out for each card the numbers of numbers, if that makes sense. So I've got my little like majors and the numbers all through, and then the swords. And once I'd done that for my daily draws, I also went through my notepad where I keep all my readings and carried on the tally for all the cards that had come up in all of the different readings that I did throughout the year of 2018. And the cards that stood out the most were the Empress, which appeared 15 times throughout the whole of 2018, and the 7 of Cups, which appeared 14 times throughout the whole of 2018. So they were basically 6% of the cards that I drew in 2018 were either the Empress or the 7 of Cups, which again is quite high. Overall, out of 560 cards that I counted and logged and checked and blah, because analytical rabbit hole brain, 27% were major cards. So 153 cards out of 560 in 2018 that I pulled for myself, either as a daily draw or as part of a reading, was a major card. that is, again, 1 in 3 of every single cards I drew in 2018 was a major card. 2018 was a really, really big, tough ass year for me. And looking back at these figures, it's actually not that hard to see in the cards that yes, 2018 was like a major year for me. That's why 1 in 3 cards were majors. Not only was it a major year, but it was also a really challenging year for me. Really, really challenging. Mentally, emotionally. It was just a really challenging year, which again is reflected in the fact that 20% of the cards that I drew were swords. So for every 1 in 5 cards I drew a sword card for myself, and that was 111 sword cards in the whole of 2018. So I still kind of need to digest these figures and these numbers, and I've got other figures in here that I want to kind of look at, and I want to do a bit of journaling around these numbers now, because this is kind of how my brain works. This is how I do things. So I don't know if this is the Libra in me or whatever, or if it's just a personality quirk. So I like to have kind of like 2 angles that I come at everything. So this is my logical, analytical side of looking at my stuff from 2018. So I've looked at the cards that I've drawn, the numbers, added them up, worked out percentages and ratios and all that kind of stuff. And what I need to do now is kind of go back and look at it at an emotional level, and I need to start digesting these numbers on an emotional level and journaling about what they actually mean to me and how they actually connect to the 2018 that I had. So I hope people found this interesting. It's not a massively long video again, and it didn't really answer the question because I wasn't really stalked by any particular card massively in 2018, but I thought it might be just a, an interesting insight into how I've looked at my year and just how my brain functions in these types of things. That's it for prompt 5. I will see you all tomorrow for the next one. Take care and lots of love. Bye bye.